it has a sort of Hitchcockian suspense to it, in the sense that it's about a man who's playing piano during this classical performance, who's held hostage unbeknownst to the audience. And he ends up communicating via an earpiece device with this unknown assailant. And the stakes are constantly getting higher and higher. 5 years prior to this film, the actions and the events of the film 5 years prior, he had played a piece on stage that he kind of fell apart. It was a massive fail as a piano player with this very complicated piece called La Cinquette. And from that moment on, he stopped playing piano live, and he developed stage fright. So we find the character in this moment where he's heading to perform again for the first time in 5 years with great trepidation. It's the last thing that he wants to do. And his wife, Emma, has arranged this whole thing for him. I think I immediately read the script because I was so excited that he was attached to direct it. And I loved the script. It was kind of unlike anything I'd ever read before. A majority of the film takes place during this performance in real time. So that in and of itself was very exciting. It's probably the first film that I've ever worked on where the character that I play has a craft that I really had to prepare for. I took lessons when I was a kid until I was about 10. And I was afraid that he took that to mean more than it meant, that he maybe thought that I could play. Because when it actually came down to getting the music, the score, which is original music, to then start practicing the piano, I realized how incredibly complex it was. And in some ways, I thought, oh fuck, does he think that I can play? Because I can't, I hope he understands. And ultimately he did understand that I couldn't play and that I had to effectively learn for the film, which was such an interesting process. But it was a blast. I mean, I was in a harness, we were jumping around these passerelles, I was hanging from walkways and jumping onto things.